dive into everything Utah Jazz.
It's time!
All season long and even in the off-season, it's Jazz Daily with JJ and Alex on your exclusive home of Utah Jazz basketball. 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome on in. It is JJ and Alex, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone. If you hear multiple music sources coming in, it's because we're out here on the Plaza at the Delta Center. Delta Center Plaza, last night playing host to the Trailblazers and the Jazz. Tonight playing host to the final game of the inaugural hockey club season right here at Delta Center. And the fans are pouring in, man, already. This is, by the way, this game, the puck doesn't drop till 7.
3 hours.
So we're 3 hours away from puck drop, and we've got a legitimate line to get into the stadium. Now, I think the stadium actually opens an hour and a half maybe before puck drops, but either way, people want to be at the very, 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 very front to be able to get in and get their best seats up there. So it's been an awesome season. We were just talking with we were just talking with somebody about how insane it is to make. It was Kirry Larson, who's the senior VP of Community Relations for the Jazz and the Hockey Club, and she's like, I said, how about the extra bonus, Christmas bonus for the guys and gals on the team that've got to get the basketball court transitioned over to the hockey arena and vice versa every other night. It's a phenomenal thing. It's one thing to have 82 games in the season for the NBA and 82 for the NHL. That means 82 home games for the Jazz and the Hockey Club combined, and
Salt Lake community.
So, yeah. It's been awesome for us, and obviously the community has responded, so we've really loved it. It's been awesome. Our program brought to you by G2G Bars. All natural ingredients and no preservatives make the G2G Bar the perfect protein bar, but it's our favorite Thursday event where we get to chat with Big T Thurl Bailey, who, of course, is on the television broadcast with Craig Bolajak right here on your Jazz broadcast every night. And last night was a fun one. Big T, thanks for joining us on the program, man. Awesome win for this young group last night in overtime against the Trailblazers.
It was, and I apologize for my signal ahead of time. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, it was really a fun game and a great win, I think, for this young team. I could tell how excited Coach Will Hardy was because the young players really put together a pretty consistent, well-played game. And it wasn't perfect, but I thought they did a great job on both ends from the first quarter into the overtime, and then some clutch moments, obviously, for Keontae George.
I was going to ask you, T, about a guy that we watched at this point last year win a national championship with UConn, and then he comes in. Donovan Klingen's been a guy that was that big, that big body that everybody was like, okay, how's that going to translate into the game? What have you thought about that guy? 10 points and 9 rebounds and 4 assists last night for him. That's one guy that I've always looked at and gone, okay, this Trailblazers team has got a pretty darn good young core, and they had a really good second half of the season.
They did. Klingen is really kind of that throwback. I'm not sure how much that kind of big translates into the NBA as far as his usage, because in college they will use him inside in the post quite a bit, and I think the days of those kind of bigs are almost slim and none. A lot of that would be just to draw attention. If you're a big you've got a big that's trying to dribble in. So, you got a couple of baskets off offensive rebounds. I mean, there's definitely use, but, he's not but you're not going to get many threes out of them with three-point shooters they have. But, you have to look at Portland's team and say that they're still pressed.
As you've seen this team
as well.
As you've seen this team throughout the year, too, this Jazz team, when we saw the injury report, Big T, it was like, oh, man, you always hate to see the amount of guys that are out with injuries or illnesses or all those things toward the end of the season. And it's always difficult to say, hey, let's have a nice finish to the season when you have those types of things going on. But that also gives the opportunity, what we've seen already with it, which is a lot of these young guys getting opportunities, getting minutes, and seeing a night where they take advantage of it was a big one when so many guys were out last night.
Yeah, I think at this point you look at who's available, who's healthy, and one guy who I really respect is Colin Sexton. I mean, you have a vet whose approach to the game doesn't change, whether it's the first game of the season or headed to the last, and I think he's he's just a good teacher for these young players, and what you're playing for, right? You're out of contention for any playoff position. The blueprint of the team and the way that they're headed. But you can still add to your value, and I think Colin Sexton has done that in showing that every individual stats, it's about going out and playing as hard as you can and having that impact every single night. And I just love his energy, and sometimes it really is infectious with the other guys. So I've got to, for being that kind of player who, just loves to play. He loves to play, and he's always prepared to go.
Big T, man, I always preach that. I was like, you don't know when you're going to be your last time playing, from injuries, from just, trades and all this other stuff. So I was like, make sure you take advantage of every opportunity to play the game, man, especially the game you've been playing since a young kid. So I see that, and I feel that when you talk about Colin Sexton. And so for me, like, I just want to know some of those other guys. They had really good nights last night. Overtime win, of course, as we said. Trevor Lawrence has been playing well as of late, but, like, you got good time for young guys like Bryce Sensabaugh, Keontae, Flip, Sensabaugh had 3 steals last night. Are those guys becoming more confident every single time to where, like, next year it's going to be, like, unconscious for them?
Well, I hope so. When you get through that first season and maybe even your second season, you start to feel a little bit more you get a little bit more clarity on what kind of player you are and what they want out of you. So I think a lot of these players like Isaiah and Bryce Sensabaugh came in with something, right? And Bryce Sensabaugh came in with a knack to score. Now he has to take it to the next level and be able to be a playmaker as well. Isaiah Collier brought speed. Now he's found a way to have that same speed and then some with the kind of vision he has to drop all the dimes he has, breaking John Stockton's rookie records. It's a big deal.
All right.
Kyle Filipowski, he's grown up. I thought he came in a little bit deer in the headlights earlier in the season, but he's figured out the physicality of the game. He's changed his shot, his three-point shot, a lot more accurate there, and they're running the ball through him. They're running plays through him. He's becoming a playmaker. And one of the things that Coach Will Hardy said, which was so important the other day, he says, look, I know we don't have a lot of wins, but there's 29 teams watching you, 29 other teams watching how you play, how you approach the game. And so you're always on the stage, whether it's for the Jazz or
right.
maybe in the future for somebody else. So I just like the way these guys have really gone out and tried to do their best in front of these fans who get it.
Big T, Thurl Bailey breaking down this Utah Jazz team who've got a couple games left of this season, and I think from a fan perspective, people like to go, yeah, it's forgettable. But what from a season like this, the most losses in franchise history, everybody's already familiar with that. We already know what the challenge of the season was going to present. What do you think the biggest takeaway is that is going to be something that's going to last way past this season? The thing that sticks on a season like this.
Well, I don't think it's, from the very beginning, the message was clear to the players, to the fans, in the direction the team wanted to go. And it's not easy to do, but they committed to it. Players committed to it. And if I asked you, have you seen any progress in these young players? You've seen any growth, any future potential of what they can be? I would think some of the things we just talked about would be at the forefront of these young players understanding the game. So, if we are sitting here talking about not a lot of progress out of these players, I think it'd be a different story. But I see a lot of good things happening with these young players, and you look at the teams who have done what the Jazz are doing right now and where they are. And look, it's not a perfect science. Oklahoma City got very fortunate with SGA, but they had some nice pieces there. Sacramento tried it, and they had some success, but now they're going the other direction. So I think what I would really pull out the most is the fact that these young players are are taking control of their careers, and they're going out. I mean, you look at any of the numbers now with first-year and second-year players. I mean, Cal Filipowski set a record yesterday for, a 30-15 game. No other rookie has ever done that. And so it's nice to see these guys kind of getting on the map. And now going into the summer, what are you going to work on? How are you going to be better coming back into this next season?
Yeah, I mean, you talk about these young guys' development. And Thurl, I know you've been around the block. You've been in this league for decades. You understand exactly what's going on, and you can anticipate certain things. With these coaches kind of getting fired at the end of the season, they're still playoff teams, and they're firing these coaches. What does that do to a team? I'm talking about Michael Malone's situation in Denver.
Yeah.
We heard Jokic last night talk about how heavy it was on the team, and I just know that's got to be tremendous. But, if you had an idea what's kind of behind that, and then what that does to a team like Denver.
Well, internally, none of us know, right? I mean, unless we got an inside scoop. But it's just an impatient league, right? It's an impatient league, and teams, general managers, owners, they want it now. They want more of it. And in the case of Coach Malone, I don't think anybody understands that.
Head scratcher, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you got a guy who a couple of years ago just brought you a championship, and now
it's crazy too because he's the winningest coach in Denver Nuggets history. You think about George Karl, who was there for a stretch. And you go, Mike Malone brings a title, and he's the winningest coach ever on a franchise that's pretty proud, and it's just wild. I mean, you said it's an impatient league. Here's how much of an impatient league it is. Since 2020, 2021, there are only 3 head coaches from that season that are still in their head coaching positions across the league. That's where we're at. We're only 5 years removed from that.
Yeah, we are. And we've seen things like this not just with coaches but with players as well. I mean, you look at the Luka Doncic, Anthony Davis situation, and there's going to be some other things going on this summer. So it's a crazy time. And look, there could be some other internal things going on as well. But still, I mean, at least you let the guy finish out the season and see.
Crazy.
See how far he can take him.
Yeah, there has to be some stank there. I mean, you got 3 games left in the season.
Well, or Taylor Jenkins even with Memphis, same thing. You go, what? Okay, well, obviously they want to get rid of him. Obviously they want to get rid of him, and they couldn't wait. Yeah. So there's that. And then there's the opposite side of things. I think where the Jazz sit and they go, hey, we like what we have with Will Hardy.
Right.
Why is it Big T that a guy like that Will Hardy isn't just like the guy for this job? Like, it just seems like he is somebody who has accepted exactly what this role is. He knows what the challenges are, and yet his message has been unwavering, and this is not a guy who compromises.
Well, it's about commitment on both sides, right?
Right.
It's about commitment from the franchise, knowing what you're potentially going to be going through with the rebuild of this team. It's about patience. It wouldn't happen without that. Having the best position at the right time, and I have no doubt it's Will and his coaching staff. Again, it's a business. Crazier things have happened. I don't see Will going anywhere.
Yeah.
But this is a crazy business, and we've just seen some really crazy things happening.
Big T, Thurl Bailey, of course, you see him on the television broadcast side of things because he's pretty. And that's why he's not doing the radio side of things. And when he does, he's nice enough to jump on with us. But Big T, we appreciate it as always. And at this point next week, we'll just get a full season download, and then we'll go from there. Thanks for hanging out with us as usual. And by the way, can people still go and sign up for the Jam Fest in Lehigh this summer?
Absolutely. JamFestUtah.com. It's filling up. We've got twice as many teams as we had last year, and it's going to be a really fun summer, June 6th and 7th, and they can go to JamFest Utah and read all about it, and if they want to challenge me one-on-one, bring it.
He's talking to you, Sly. I think I was talking to you.
I was a defensive guy. I was a defensive guy when I was my basketball hate.
Did you hear that, T? He's gonna lock you down.
I got some defensive strategies for one-on-one.
Oh, sure you do. Everybody says that until Big T hits him with the elbow in the teeth.
I can't do nothing about height.
That's fine. Big T, we appreciate it as usual. JamFestUtah.com is the website. It's the best 3-on-3 tournament in all of Utah. Go check it out. It's earlier than it usually is. If you're anticipating, I'll sign up and play in August. Nope, doing it earlier this year. So June 6th and 7th down in Lehigh. You can register right now. Thousands of teams and thousands of thousands of participants in this one. So JamFestUtah.com. Big T, we'll talk to you next week, man.
Thank you, guys.
There you go. Thurl Bailey.
Great guy, man. Gotta love Big T.
I think he would. I think he could probably beat us 2-on-1. You and I.
You think? I don't know, man, because I'd be yelling at you all the time, like, Alex, get in the corner.
I'm just like, hit the corner. I'm ready to hit the corner three, coach. Sure. Get my church ball skills out. Let's
pick
go.
And roll. Pick and roll.
Oh, I bet. Now that's one thing I wouldn't. Just for the experience, I'd throw a pick down on Big T. Boom, stand there like the wall. I'd still probably get just absolutely blasted.
Yeah, right.
No problem. No problem. Appreciate Big T joining us all year long, and it's just been awesome to be able to break this team down. I say it's been awesome. What's been hard is the part of getting used to accepting what, and that's the first time I will say, too, that's the first time I've heard Big T mention, like, we all kind of know what the charge was this year. We knew what the assignment was, so to speak.
Right.
And this is he's a Jazz employee, like in the end he works for the team. And it's hard for those guys. It's a proud franchise, man. Like,
I mean, you're a competitor. That should be first, right? A competitor understanding that this is the deal. That's just hard to take for anybody.
We were talking with Steve Starks earlier this week at the Bees game, and that's the guy who used to be the president of the Jazz, and he's like, when you go from the height of what this program was in terms of like the winning, one of the winningest regular season programs in the history of the league, in terms of win percentage, in terms of how long you could be in the playoffs, all those things. It's hard to go to this spot where you're like having to play the game, which is the game that you have to play in the league, which is get those draft picks, man. You got to figure it out some way. Got to figure it out somehow. So,
and you just hope that it works out like OKC's. Right, where they still have tons of draft picks, but all their young guys just turned out to be stars.
JJ yesterday, at the end of the day, dropped some freaking bomb on us by telling us, I think the Thunder aren't even going to win the West.
I don't think so either.
He thinks it's going to be the Warriors.
I think it's going to be the Lakers.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, I'm biased, but look, I'm a matchup guy, right? The only team that I think has something on the Lakers is the Nuggets, and they just lost Mike Malone. So they're going through a lot of crap, and Russell Westbrook is going to mess it up for them. But
when I saw Luka with the shivery chin last night and crying during that video, come on, man. They're not ready. They're not ready. He doesn't have the guts.
Dropped 31 in the first half.
45 overall, right? JJ and I were like, there's no way he scores under 50. So we went for 45. I was like, eh.
But, he didn't score. He didn't score in the whole third quarter.
No, I know. It's pretty bonkers. It's pretty nuts.
But the Lakers, size, speed, and the way that they're using it, because they got both Luka and LeBron that's been to the finals. But, like, the way that they making Bron play the five, and they're just outrunning, and everybody can shoot. I saw them play the Rockets. They are too big, muscly for the Rockets.
Yeah.
Memphis is out. And then the Warriors, I like the Warriors, but they're even small for the Lakers. Yeah. So if you can slow down Steph, that's a W.
Yeah, I agree.
So watch the Lakers.
I don't agree that the Lakers are going to be that team.
That's my team. I'm biased, folks. I know you guys hate me talking about my Lakers, but we're in the playoffs, baby.
I'm actually just proud of you that you didn't bring up the Lakers when Big T was on again. It was like all the last three times you've been on, you're all Big T. I'm a big Lakers fan. He's like, thanks. I could have gone without you mentioning that. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. The radio play-by-play voice of the Utah Hockey Club is going to be joining us coming up here. Mike Folta. Now, we don't have JJ here today because he's out of town, but Mike picking up the slack where JJ isn't here because he's the guy wearing the tie today. So Mike's going to roll it out here for us. The radio play-by-play voice of the Utah Hockey Club joins us next right here on the Plaza for the final game of the inaugural home season for the Utah Hockey Club here at Delta Center this evening. And by the way, we are 2.5 hours from puck dropping, and the party's already bumping right here on the Plaza. Lots of folks in line to get in early. See if
I'm gonna go fist pump on our break real quick.
You think somebody people are trying to get
crowd.
in. The full on deal is they want to get some stuff signed. They want to get a warm up.
bar.
They want to get a warm up puck that gets hit up into the crowd. All that stuff.
You like the broccoli head guy?
Oh yeah, look at him. The broccoli, the veggie guys have come out, man. They've come out in force. I love it. It's like super fans come out. Look, this is a meeting of super fans over here. You got the headband guy, Brandon, and then you got the guy wearing the broccoli on his head.
I just want somebody to have an onion.
Hockey, strange bedfellows, I'll tell you. All right, we'll take the break. We'll come back. Mike Folta joins us next. 97.5 EKSL Sports Zone.
Accessing.
When TV and radio collide.
Love it.
Wow. This is what you get. You're listening to JJ and Alex, presented by G2G Bars.
Don't touch that dial.
On 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are out on the Plaza at Delta Center. It is the final home game of the Utah Hockey Club's inaugural 2024-2025 season. I watched somebody walk by, Sly, wearing the game number one T-shirt that they had printed for the hockey club and the Chicago Blackhawks from October 8th, where we were also out on the Plaza here, broadcasting live on that very first home game of the Utah Hockey Club. What a wild freaking ride it's been since October 8th. By the way, October 8th feels like it was last night. I mean,
right.
We were right here celebrating that first game of the season. Maybe Mike Folta, the radio play-by-play voice of the Utah Hockey Club, disagrees because it's you've been on the road quite a bit this year, Mike. Maybe it's felt like the full season, but when he had that shirt on and it said October 8th, and it had the Blackhawks and it had the hockey club, we were brand new to all this, and I can't believe it was just October 8th. It feels like yesterday that we started this whole thing out, and here we are, the final home game of the season, man.
I saw that same guy, and I had deja vu. I thought we were back on October 8th, and Gary Bettman and the ESPN crew was here and all that stuff when we celebrated opening night. But
massive party out here in front, and we lost our broadcast signal because there were just too many people in one spot. Like at one point, all the radio broadcasts. Oh, it was lit, as the kids say. So yeah, well, I know a lot of people have done the whole wow, how's the whole year been? But do you remember that night and making that call and kind of where your head was at on your very first call at a home game here at Delta Center?
I remember that game, and I remember that day, and I remember it vividly at the start because I almost got scammed. There was someone your opening day for anybody, everything's moving a mile a minute, right?
Yeah.
I get a text from this unknown number that says, hey, this is someone higher up in the organization. This is yada, yada, yada. Okay, I'm like, okay, this is pretty suspect.
Sure.
And they're asking me to purchase Google Play cards.
Of course.
For them. Now, we use Google as kind of our, how
like a
our
partnership
emails,
of some sort.
our email platform and stuff like that. So we use Google. So I was halfway out the door. I'm like, oh my God, this C-level executive needs these Google coupons on opening night of all nights. Everything rests on me right now. That was my mindset heading out the door before I checked myself.
Hi, Mike, it's me, Ryan Smith. I'm going to need some Target gift cards.
I want you to give me, not anybody else that I have.
I followed up, and it quickly became apparent that was not actually who they said they were.
There's a reason that we have to go through these HR, phishing scam things on our email all the time. They're all just a little mini trainings because it doesn't matter. Whatever headspace you're in, you can get an email from somebody. And like you said, stuff goes so quickly sometimes, and you're going – and we do get to interact a lot with our bosses and with people, and you kind of go, maybe they would send me that email. No, they wouldn't. No, they would not. No,
I've never been so appreciative of dual-factor authentication.
I was about to say, how did they get your number? That's just
I don't know. It was a scam or a hacker or something. But so that was the start of the day.
Yeah.
The rest of the it was
That's
a dream.
Funny one.
It was a dream. Truly, it was my first true NHL broadcast. We'd done some preseason games.
Sure.
But that was my first real NHL broadcast, and it was a dream. We score 5 minutes in. That helps, right? It kind of, all right, takes the pressure off. We're leading the whole way. and we get a fight in there. We get everything you could want from the game side of it. We
goal
win.
It made it. We were watching the game with my sons, and we were at home, and I'm trying to be like, hey, we're going to be a hockey family now. Sorry, guys, this is what we do. And because I'd come over and watch after we had done our broadcast, I went in and watched the first period, left because we had some football stuff that we were doing with the little kids, and so I come back and we're watching it, and I had made a prediction of 5-2 on the program, and people were like, where's that coming from?
We're checking the tapes.
You can't you can go back and look, because the amount of victory laps I did the next day, I'm making our producer Alex
I am the smartest man alive.
I'm like, I don't know, you guys, I'm just kind of a hockey-minded dude. Like, that's probably where
kind
that
of a
5-2
guru
came
over here. You know? Better than JJ's Marks from Madness.
Look, I just remember that, like, that day, it just didn't feel real, because why would we be a hockey town after 6 months suddenly? You know what I mean? And and really we weren't. I mean, we were just like going. We just had a hockey team here, and now, having been, I was out in Florida during those two Florida games with Tampa and the Florida Panthers, and I got out to Amerant Bank Arena. I threw something at you, didn't see it. It was an octopus. No, but I
thought it was the rat.
I remember it was the rat. It was there. I figured out that their other mascot was not Chuck E. Cheese. It was it's a rat that they have as their guy. So I'm out there and I'm going, okay, I'm studying other markets. Like, okay, here's how you become a hockey town. And let me tell you how Florida became a hockey town. They won the freaking Stanley Cup. I'll tell you, 5 years ago, the guy sitting next to me was like, oh, yeah, we couldn't fill the place up 5 years ago. And I was like, okay, we can fill this place up. I don't care what's going on in the season. Like, to keep something going, to keep the vibe like this going in Utah, it takes winning. It takes a lot of the things that go on here. But I think that it's built from the top down, where you have an organization that kind of, I mean, how likable is the head coach? How likable is Bill Armstrong, the GM? We've had Chris Armstrong, the president of the team, on our program a bunch of times, and it just seems like that top to bottom, if you were to take a poll, this is a pretty well-run organization already a year in here in Salt Lake City.
Yeah, and one thing that's the difference for me between opening night when we were sitting here all the way back on October 8th and now is, on October 8th, you didn't see the jerseys. You didn't see the connection with the players and things like that. And now I see a 38 jersey that doesn't say O'Brien, it says Spicy Tuna.
Of course.
I see another jersey that has 99 on it, and it has Nick Olczyk on the back.
I was going to say.
The TV analyst just joined us right now.
That's only reserved for the great one, Wayne Gretzky.
Oh, look at that. You can't wear 90. Yeah, in hockey, you can't be that guy.
I thought you wore 99 growing up, no?
No.
Maybe in the video game, but not real life.
No. Nick Olczyk, by the way, without JJ here, our normal TV guy, now we have multiple ties.
Yeah.
I
gotta go put mine on.
I'm a radio guy. I'm not used to all this bling you guys are throwing at us here. It's been quite a year so far. We've had a lot of fun, and being able to cover this thing, and be able to chat with you from week to week has been good. What do you think that looking forward, and just kind of because I would assume now you look at it and you go, oh, I guess I live in Utah and I've become a Utahan over the past year. What's that been like? Not just from the personal standpoint, but just being okay. This is not just like becoming a hockey town. We've had to become a hockey town.
Well, one of the tenets of Smith Entertainment Group and of the Utah Hockey Club, one of the 5 tenets is all in, and
Google Play cards and then all in. Like those are the two.
In no particular order. But we've had such great buy-in from the fan base, from the rest of our broadcast team, from the players, obviously, and that starts from the top down. And you see that all-in mindset manifest in things like what we're seeing with Ryan Smith and the promise to build rinks and the new practice facility going in at the shops at Southtown. Like those are not just financial decisions that are going to help the bottom line and help season tickets next year. Those are investments in the future that are going to help hockey blossom in this state. And yes, it'll help the team in the long run, but it's more geared towards building connections and truly believing in the vision that started here with Ryan and Ashley Smith. And so, I mean, they're all true believers upstairs here at SEG, and that trickles down to us on the broadcast, and it makes it very easy to also be all in. Living here, working here, playing here, it makes it all easier when you have that kind of leadership from up top.
Hey, how was your first baseball game, by the way? Was it fun?
Did not catch a foul ball.
No.
Did not catch a foul ball.
The odds aren't never good, but that's a
fantastic
nice
park.
Yeah,
fantastic park. We had a great time. I was looking for a radar gun. I want the radar gun where you can guess your speed or something like that.
It'll come up. They usually have it there.
You can tell they're building there, right? They're on their way.
They're half the crew there still have. I thought they were going to give out construction hats as like their giveaway that night because it was going to have to happen.
We had to wear them coming to the parking lot. It was mandatory.
It's bonker. Mike, this has been an awesome season for us to be able to watch, and this team has been really cool. And X's and O's wise, this Nashville Predator team we talked about before you came on. The club should win this game tonight. You're supposed to win this game tonight. They've got 2 out of their last 4 games are going to be against this Preds team that is underperforming massively for what people thought they were going to be doing this year.
The Preds, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, it's been a weirdly disappointing season in Smashville, as they call it. I mean, they handed out $100 million in new contracts.
Yeah.
That's spaced out over years. But
they kind of made a wild trade. Did they make a trade that kind of like –
They brought in Steven Stamkos. They brought in Jonathan Marchessault, so a couple of cup winners right there.
Yeah.
That's free agency. They brought in Brady Shea from Carolina, who's known as one of the best defensive defensemen in the NHL. So those were kind of their 3 big splashes that they made. They did trade away a promising goaltender, Yaroslav Askarov. They traded him to San Jose for draft picks, essentially. That was kind of a surprising move to many because this guy seemed like the goalie of the future. But really, it doesn't make sense to a lot of us why they haven't been effective. There's a lot of veterans there, a lot of pride, a lot of talented guys, not just the ones I mentioned, but Philip Forsberg and Roman Josi, 2 of the best players at their respective positions in the Western Conference. But you also got to think about how tough this division is, too, that Utah and Nashville's playing in.
Yeah.
You got 3 teams with over 100 points already, Dallas, Winnipeg, and Colorado. You got 3 cup contenders right there.
Yeah.
And then throw in St. Louis and Minnesota, who are also going to make the playoffs probably.
St. Louis is a team that nobody wants to face right now just because of how hot they are right now.
Yeah, they had won 12 in a row until their last couple. But yeah, like this Central Division is a gauntlet, and I don't expect Nashville to be down for long. I think this was just kind of a fluky season. They started the year by losing like 5 in a row and just never got off on the right foot.
Yeah, man. I want to kind of get back to this season. It's been just incredible, right? Like we were just talking about it. What is it? April 15th is what you said?
18th.
18th
was the official announcement.
Was the official announcement, and it's just blown by. I feel like you said October 8th was yesterday. I feel like that was yesterday.
Yeah.
So I know you got some stories from the season. You got 82-game season plus the preseason. How was this season for you in calling this, and what is the atmosphere in the Delta Center at home, and even fans that are traveling? What was this experience for you this first year?
Well, going on the road is a blast because you're insulated, you're with your team, you get to go out and have dinners on the road and build relationships and things like that. And going on the road's fun. You see new cities. I look forward to home games like none other because with our broadcast setup, I don't know if anybody's stopped by and said hi. We're right behind Chick-fil-A, section 6-7. We're like at the top of the lower bowl.
Yep.
So we're in the middle of it here at home. Whereas usually when we're on the road, we're usually way up in a press box or up in a gondola or something like that, where you're kind of separated from of the action.
You feel it.
You can't feel it the same.
Yeah.
Like Madison Square Garden, where it's a 6-5 overtime win, and it was magical and incredible and one of the best nights of my life. But you can't feel it the same as a Tuesday night at Delta Center when you're in the midst of the crowd and you've got Jazz Bear like right next to you throwing darts at a bald guy's head or something. Like it's just a totally different experience.
Alex's head.
Calling a game.
Head,
yeah. Well, that was you. That was target practice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's
we
a
had
big
these.
head.
We had these
noggin.
suction cup darts that we were lobbing at this bald guy's head, and I hit it, but it didn't stick. So that might have been you.
Yeah. No. You'll get the summons to court soon. It's fine. It's no problem. Mike, it's been awesome to be able to chat with you and be able to download, kind of get it. I mean, we've had to get an education this year, and so it's one thing to get to know the game. It's another thing to get to know this team and this franchise. It's another to be able to kind of do it at the level that we've been getting all this download from you guys. And so congrats on an awesome season here at home, and a couple more left on the road, 3 more after this one on the road. But it's been an awesome season so far, and we'll chat with you again next week, man.
It's been incredible, and thanks for being along with us on this ride. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. Of course, you can hear Mike's call tonight, just like you do every night right here on the KSL Sports Zone, 6 o'clock pre. Adrian Denny, of course, kicking things off with Hockey Night in Utah, and then you get the puck drop at 7 o'clock, and that's where Mike takes over and takes you through that entire one on the radio side of things. Mike, thanks, man. We appreciate it again. We'll take a break. Before we do, you can nominate the Used Sports sports volunteer that you know for the Hercules Hero of the Week. You submit that nomination, KSLSports.com/contest, and we read those winners off every week. And this week's winner, Aaron Burnett, as nominated by Jamie Gerhardt. Listen to this one. Such a great coach. These boys in the 5th grade recreation basketball has helped them learn how to work as a team and to play in the spirit of sportsmanship as well. She always does a great job to be able to keep the self-esteem of these kids up and spending time with practice with them as well to give them tips to succeed. The best coach that my son has ever had in any recreation sport. Aaron Burnett is the winner of the Hercules Hero of the Week. She gets a $200 gift card to Beehive Meals and $100 courtesy of the folks at Hercules First Federal Credit Union. We'll be back. More to go. You can nominate a person of your choosing as well, somebody who does a phenomenal job just like Aaron Burnett has done, just by going to KSLSports.com/contest and make that nomination happen right there. We'll come back. We've got more to go right around the corner. I've also got some tickets to give away to the Salt Lake Bees coming up, so stay right here with us, 97.5 KSL Sports Zone.
Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest name.
You're locked into JJ and Alex.
Welcome back, everybody. 97.5 KSL Sports Zone. Alex Kirry, Stevenson Sylvester sitting in for JJ on JJ and Alex today. JJ will be back on Monday, and he's missing out on the final home game of the inaugural season of the Utah Hockey Club. You know, we heard Bear as we were coming back right there, and you've been able to sit down and do some of these interviews with us with Coach Tourigny this year. I'm just impressed by that dude. He seems pretty like. Here's the thing: in a league where everybody's getting fired in the NBA, right? Like everybody's getting fired in the NBA, and you get these guys who are just like they're bigger than the game. It seems like sometimes these NBA coaches. I don't get the vibe at all like Coach Tourigny. I mean, he just seems like such a steady dude. I've loved listening to that guy this year, and I've loved that he's come on the program with us. And he just seems like a guy that, if they want, he could probably be here for a long, long time.
Well, I mean, we talked about it last week. I mean, that's a guy you want to hang out with, you know. And you know, this is the same thing. I remember my rookie year, Dick LeBeau. What is he, 78, 80 at the time? He had the same energy from that first day of preseason practice as it was all the way to the Super Bowl.
He didn't need to, too. It's Dick LeBeau, man.
Yeah, but
right?
You don't need to. But, like, that's how you know guys are in it and guys love it, right? And they're there for different. And that's what we felt when we interviewed him last week is that energy that he's bringing, man, that is something that the team is feeling. That's something that the crowd is feeling. And I think it's something special. And, he just sounds like a really fun guy to be around. And, of course, when you got a fun guy to be around, you got to be a great coach. And I think he's doing a great job for us in this inaugural season.
It's been an awesome one to watch so far. We've got lots to talk about still, too. Cole Bagley, our insider, our Utah Hockey Club insider for KSLSports.com, is going to join us next hour. I ran down a friend of mine who is a converted Golden Knights fan. When I say converted Golden Knights fan, he's tatted up with the Stanley Cup on the arm, with the Golden Knights logo on the arm in permanent ink. And he'll never get rid of it because it was a special moment for him, but he has converted 100% to be a Utah Hockey Club supporter now because he's from here, man. And he made the transition. So we're going to chat with Matt. He's a hockey guy. I want to see what his vibe is from the super fan standpoint, a guy who was at almost every one of these home games, and much, much more. So stay right here. Bob Casper from Real Golf Radio is going to join us next, give us an update as to that first round of the Masters today. Thursdays are so important. We were talking yesterday with BT about this. Brian Taylor was bringing up how you have to have a good Thursday and Friday. I mean, obviously that goes without saying, but usually if you're leading, if you're in the top 10, that on the first day, you're almost always in the top 10 by the end of the tournament. So huge day on a Thursday at the Masters opening things up. So we'll talk to Bob Casper next right here, 97.5, the KSL Sports Zone. Oh, I've got some Bees tickets to give away first. A family 5-pack of Bees tickets for the brand new ballpark tomorrow to the Bees to go see them take on the Reno Aces. We're live out there in Daybreak. It's an awesome one to be able to go take a look at. And Mike Folta, we were just talking to him, the voice of the radio voice of the hockey club. He went out to his first game there at the ballpark. Beautiful place. Go check it out for yourself. A family 5-pack of tickets could be yours if you're calling number 12 right now, 801-575-ZONE. That's 801-575-9663. Back in a moment, 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone.